Hey guys, so today we're on the 79 Brat. Now Austin here has decided to go ahead and sell it to buy a motor for the 75 Cherokee. Now, we don't like to just sell things looking like this, so we're going to drop the bumpers off, do some Bondo work, and give it a nice spray paint job. So we'll probably just primer it. Next guy can pick the color. So we're going to go from there. Alright, he's going to start disassembling the few pieces that we need to do, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so look, before we start painting and everything, we're working on some of the Bondo in some areas, but here on the hood with all the paint chips and stuff and the paint cracking, a lot of people want to jump and slap Bondo on it, but the fact is that if you just take a sander or a DA and work around the area on it, you could feather it all out and you can't tell it's there. So, before you jump to putting Bondo on stuff, see if you can just sand it out. Now you might notice that I'm leading with my left hand all the time with my palm, because nothing works better than touch, and you can feel any impurities, anything you need to sand, any roughness with your hand, and you just guide with it first. You feel a rough area, sand it, check it, keep moving. Alright, so it's smooth to the touch. It's just one area here that's going to need Bondo. It's just too deep. The rest is good to go. Now I know I'm going to get asked this, so I was using 150 to start to really knock it down, and then I went to 220 to light touch just to smooth everything over. Alright, so look, what we're going to do is take some acetone and clean the couple areas right now that we know that we need Bondo on, so the Bondo would adhere properly. So now we're going to mix up a small batch of Bondo to fix those few spots. I don't know what my son has going here, but it looks like he's using cardboard as a scoop. So, says about a golf ball sized piece. That's probably about enough to do what we got to do. We want to take our hardener, mix it up. All right, when you apply the Bondo, you want to lay it past the actual area where you're working on. So if you're working on a hole this big, you want to spread it out about this far. The reason is so when you sand it, you can feather it out and it'll hide it completely. So that's what you want to do. Now, don't lay more than 1/8 inch at a time on thickness. I prefer even less, because when it cures, the top can cure before the middle, and then you lay another coat on it, another coat, next thing you know, you've got the original coat at the bottom is still wet and nothing ever cured right. So I like to lay it on thin, sand it off, go from there until I get exactly where I want it. Real quick note, okay, I'm not a body guy, all right? I don't do this for a living. I've never done it for a living. I'm doing it, I'm showing you my way of doing it, how I do it here in the garage. Now I'm sure there's a million techniques that you're supposed to use. I'm showing you what I do. Alright, now that the Bondo's had time to cure, what we're going to do is hit it with the palm sander at 150, then 220. Now, the proper way to do this is block sanding it out. I think my block sander might be around, I don't know if it's the right sandpaper for it, but we'll show you that too. Alright, so now that we're done sanding, I give it a quick acetone bath. Now we're going to mask off just to paint the hood. So what we're going to do first is in between the wind gusting, we're going to do a light dusting for the first layer and then heavier and heavier on each layer until we've got a nice even coat. But the first one you always want to kind of just mist it good, like a tack coat. That way the paint adheres from there. Alright. Alright, so look, the wind just would not die down enough for us to do this. So we did get the first tack coat on, but we moved it into the garage, just the nose of it, get it out of the wind, so we can go ahead and finish this. So you might have noticed on the hood those lines back and forth. That's the easiest way to spot when somebody spray painted something. Now, if you were to take your time and you put more coats on, and you make sure each line you spray takes half of the next line, back and forth, back and forth. Therefore, you've got a nice even spray that'll take care of those stripes, and it all evens out and you can't tell. So, we've got the first 2 coats on. We're going to go ahead and keep putting the rest so we get everything nice and coated. Alright, quick tip with paint with spray paint. Okay? Let's say the piece we're painting is from here to here. Okay? When you start spraying, you should start before it and lift after. And when you come back, before and after. Okay? When you do that, it's going to be much more even. Now I see people that paint like this. Okay, you see that? How thick it is? It's so thick it's even running. Okay? Start before, stop, 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 stop. It's going to be way more even. No back and forth. It's okay to let off the button. You're not going to just keep going and on. You see, that's how people do it. You see all the heavy spots? Stand in the middle. Start, stop, back and forth. Alright, well, it looks like it's pretty dry. We'll go ahead and unmask this area around here, see what it looks like. Alright guys, well, the hood's all done. You can't tell anywhere I bondoed it, so that looks good. Alright, let's go ahead and prime the rest of the car. When we were at SEMA, Cerakote was handing out these samples that it's a trim coat. It's a coating that goes on that brings plastic back to where it used to be, and it's good for 200 washes. And I was real skeptical, but you can see what the lights used to look like. These original lights from the '79 Brat. That's what they normally look like. That's what it looks like when it's totally coated. So I'll eat my words on this one. It actually works, so don't know how much the stuff is. I have to look it up, but I can't believe it actually worked. Cleans up the plastic nice. Alright guys, well, it's all put back together. It's amazing what one day of work will do. It's all done, ready to go. Take some pictures and post it up for sale. Well, hopefully this video helped you out in some way. Alright guys, we'll see you on the next one.